now 6 o'clock, and we call this regular scheduled San Juan EDC meeting here on Tuesday, April 16th, 2024. We can all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll start with roll call. We'll start with roll call with Mr. Milo.
Neto Guajardo, board member.
Dina Santillan.
Jesse Ramirez.
Armando Garcia Jr.
Larry Sanchez.
Was there any public comments? No public comments this morning?
No.
This afternoon? Sorry. Okay. We'll start with our director's report. Mr. Arjona.
Yes, good evening, Ms. Board members, staff, community member. Real quick on the director's report, there's a Ready to Learn Academy number 2. It's a daycare center that they want to do their ribbon cutting. They haven't talked to us about when. I was hoping that we were going to be hearing back from them, so that we can give you something like maybe, and they did. It's on Thursday, April the 25th. Sorry about that. This is a new business that just came to San Juan. This is the second one. So it's on the north. It's one of those new suites that just opened up 5 and 6. So they're looking into, they reached out over just to do a ribbon cutting. The next one is the one that they haven't asked, they don't have a date yet as to when the ribbon cutting is going to be, but I placed it in there just so you'll know that Presidio Plaza, what they wanted to do was, this is the one right north of the post office. There's about maybe 7, 8 suites. So there's several there, and one of them in particular that I don't want to discuss or disclose who the company is. And I said, I don't think it's appropriate, but we wanted to do it as a whole, the whole plaza, as a ribbon cutting. So they're just waiting for another couple of tenants to move in, and then we'll do the ribbon cutting on that one. So we're looking maybe about a couple of weeks, maybe within the month. We're planning on a groundbreaking for Panda Express. Panda Express already picked up their permit. So that one is already, it looks real good as far as the mobilization on that. I already spoke to the people from Panda. They're looking and they're speaking to the people so that we can start organizing and they can give us a date as to when the ribbon cut and the groundbreaking is going to be held. Any preference? I know that preferably we'd like to have it like after the 5 o'clock hour or maybe on a Saturday morning. However, they'll let us know. But we did suggest that maybe like on a Saturday morning or after the work hours. I left the ICSC there just so if there's any questions on the ICSC for May the 19th to the 21st. It's right around the corner. I know we did the air flights already, also the accommodations for in Vegas. We're looking into maybe taking off on that Sunday, coming back on that Wednesday. But if there's any questions, I'm here to answer whatever questions you guys may have on that one.
You don't have a time yet, right, for us to report to the booth for the ICSC conference?
I know they open up at, I want to say 9.
And for setup?
Setup, it'll probably be the day before, which is on that Sunday that when we arrive.
So we'll get more information later on.
Right.
Okay.
So we're going to have There's going to be a booth for several cities.
Oh, okay.
This is the RGP One Voice, One Region, One Voice.
Okay.
And we're going to be sharing that with other, I think there's 7 cities in total. And yes, there's going to be a big booth, it's one of the big ones. So we're looking forward to that. We bought some stuff for us to take over. We'll give you your package hopefully at the next meeting, the shirts and whatever we're going to be taking over. Also, we attended the Urban County Conference last week. It was, thank you for attending, Mr. Ramirez and Mr. Guajardo. We had a couple of days on that conference, very educational. There were a couple of things that are repetitive, but there were some things from text that they came up. And speaking about TxDOT, they also talked briefly with Mr. The chief, Mr. whatever his name is, from Pete Alvarez. I spoke to him outside as far as the survey. They're working on that. As a matter of fact, I think they already had, maybe this is going to be the second one tonight at the
Yeah, at the San Juan Community Research.
They don't have a lot of response as far as participation, so we're just pushing that on the social media. And usually, typically, a lot of people don't attend to those open houses or whatever you call it, town hall meetings. And this is just for informational. They highly recommended that for one of us to be there, but we're here at the meeting. Maybe the next one will show up. The next one that I have is on this weekend, we're having that market day, which is going to be on Saturday from 9 o'clock to about 2, 3-ish. So far, as of today, we have about maybe at the City Hall. So it's going to be in the parking area on the west side. Invite everyone to come over. A lot of food and some good vendors are going to be there. And also had a couple of dialogues with a couple of potential developers, vendors, but I'll discuss that in executive session with you all.
Any questions?
Yes, Mr. Arjona. As far as going back to Presidio Plaza, and I know you mentioned you spoke with the owner of the plaza itself, right? Yes. Okay, it's because one of the tenants was hoping, he said he reached out, was hoping to have a ribbon cutting for his business, to have his business in the spotlight, and that they were told that he couldn't.
And I'll explain to you in executive session.
Okay, perfect, that'll work.
And there's
only
one in particular, there's another one with the suite, but I kind of like feel that maybe as a whole instead of as a single. But I'll talk, now if you guys don't mind that, then we can do individually, you know.
Any other questions? Okay, moving on, discussion and possible action on all the following matters. We have one, discussion on possible action, if any, on downtown revitalization plan.
This is the item that is always there, just until we finish or we start with the project. Started with the survey, so here pretty soon we're going to be having the town hall meeting in reference to that.
What would that be, sir? The town hall meeting, when would that be? No, when will it be, the town hall?
But the town hall, I don't have a date yet.
You don't have a date yet, right?
No, I know we're gathering the surveys.
Okay. Okay.
Getting a good response from the surveys.
I don't know.
Okay.
I know we passed out about 7,500 mail-outs to
Yes,
every
I-
single resident.
I saw that.
And we're reaching out to the ones in the north, that's another 65, maybe 4,500 residents. But as far as submitting to our water account, we submitted to every single household. And it's also being pushed on the social media.
Okay. Any other questions? Moving on, discussion and possible action to enter into contract agreement with Placer AI.
Laser AI, attached with you, you'll see the contract that was submitted to us at the last meeting that we had. I think it was already approved, it's just that we needed for legal to look at the contract. If I'm not mistaken, Ms. Alisa, there was only one item that we talked about, maybe to make a change on that, and
Yes, the only change that needed to be made, Mr. Arjona, was to list the customer as City of San Juan.
Right.
I believe it needs to be changed to reflect San Juan Economic Development.
right, that was the only change on
Other
that.
than that, everything matching.
So as soon as we do that, the sooner we do this, hopefully tomorrow first thing in the morning, we'll execute the contract, and by the next day or the same day, they'll give us access to the software, to the platform, and shortly after that, they'll start working with us on the training and the tutorials and pretty much all that. What I'm doing currently is gathering open properties that we currently have, so they're going to use that as a model to model what the city of San Juan has to offer and what potential businesses can come into the city, based on those analytics and the demographics that we have here in San Juan. Yeah.
I'll go ahead and make a motion to accept the contract on condition of the corrections that need to be made. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Number 3, discussion and possible action on sponsoring the 4th of July celebration in amount of $10,000 for the fireworks display to be held on July 3rd, 2024. Mr. Arjona.
Yes, so as you know, this is the yearly 4th of July Bring Your Own Barbecue Pit at the City of Municipal Park. This year is no different than the others, so we're coming to you guys on a sponsor for the $10,000 for the fireworks display. We're looking at $10,000. So the contract has already been reviewed and approved as to its form, so we're just coming before you for approval, and the monies are budgeted for, the annual budget.
And just for my information, Ben, is that what, the same amount as last year?
Yes.
Okay.
Varies, 10 minutes, 12, 11, 13, but for the most part, it's no more than 15.
And then if there's weather, is there,
So we're also purchasing insurance on this.
Any other questions?
Wait, Mr. Ila,
Same thing.
I'm sorry. Do we have any special packages, like different type of setups, or just, we're gonna go the same one from last year?
Setups, it'll be the same one that we went with last year. One of the things we did ask was to go a little bit higher. Yeah. Right.
Do they have different ones?
I don't think so. I know that, and maybe they do. It'll be maybe more expensive, but one of the things that we did request was just make a little bit higher than last year's.
Any other questions? Okay. We have a motion to approve. There's been a motion, there's been a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes. Number 4, discussion and possible action on sponsoring Mr. Adrian Badillo at First PSJ Early College High School State finalist for Josie Awards to be taking place in San Antonio, Texas between April 30th to May 6th. At this time, I'm going to request for this item to be moved into executive session.
A second.
I'm sorry?
You want a second?
Yes, please.
Second.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item has been moved into executive session. Next, we have executive session. San Juan Economic Development Corporation will convene an executive session in accordance with Texas Open Meetings Act, Vernon Statutes and Codes, and Ontario Government Code, Chapter 551.071. We will discuss Section A, Economic Development Negotiations Deliberation regarding financial incentive to a business prospect. We will also be discussing pursuit Section 551.071, consultation with attorney, and Section 551.087, economic negotiations, deliberation regarding EDC real estate properties, as well as the sponsorship as just previously discussed. Do we have a motion to enter into executive session? We have a motion, and we have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. We will enter into executive session at 6:13 PM. We are back from executive session. Do we have a motion to reconvene?
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Motion passes. Mr. Adorno.
Yes, actually, item 1, well, actually, we need
Actually,
to go
yes.
back.
So let me go back. So we're going to go back, discussion and possible action on the sponsorship for Mr. Badillo. At this time, I will make a motion to vote as discussed in executive session.
second.
We have a motion and we have a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes. 2, pursuant Section 551.087, Economic Development Negotiations Deliberations regarding financial incentive to a business prospect. At this time, I'm going to go ahead and make a motion to, as discussed in executive session. We have a motion, we have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Lastly, we have pursuant to Section 551.071, consultation with attorney, and Section negotiations, deliberations regarding EDC real estate properties. At this time, we will go ahead and take no action on the last. Do we have a motion to adjourn? We have a
Second.
motion and we have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Meeting is adjourned at 7:01 PM.